Hello everybody, can you believe it is week 3 of our summer camp 2021? I can't believe this is the third year we have had summer camp and I have just loved every one of them. So today, actually this week is called Noteworthy, and you might wonder what that means, but I just thought, we have had such interesting times, crazy times. I don't know, the last year and a half has just been really challenging for everybody. So I thought it's a good time to make note. Never mind, I don't like it. Hello everyone, welcome to week 3. I cannot believe it. It has gone so fast. I have loved every single week of camp, and I can't believe it's our third year. So thank you so much for joining us. I just thought I would do a little introduction to week 3. I titled it Noteworthy because I just wanted it to be a little bit of a reminder of those around us. Now, if you remember, we have all of the supplies you need to make 2 cards of every card in the kit. That way, if you like to keep one, you can keep one and give one away still. So I just wanted to make sure that we are mindful of those around us and the difference it can make to just send a little note of appreciation or thinking of you. Just want to make sure that we're remembering all of those around us and how grateful we are to have them in our lives. So today, I just thought we would take a few minutes, as we're going through the tutorial, be thinking of who you want to send cards to this week. Somebody who could use a little cheering up, or just a way to go, or be strong, be you. Just have fun with it and be thinking. And then on the last page of your camp journal, there is a section for notes. So maybe write down 4 names with little check boxes, because I love to put a check mark. So I'm going to do the same thing. I am just going to be writing down 4 names with a little box in front of them so I can check it off as I send it to them. So today I'm really excited. I don't know if you've been following along or celebrating every day, but August 17th, I thought I would just go to quickly. And it is several things, but National Black Cat Appreciation Day. Now, it's just coincidental that today we're doing cards using our Kitty and Friends card cutout. I have to tell you, Kitty, I'm going to introduce you to Kitty. Maybe as I show you our supplies that we're going to be using. We have our card cutout 190 with flowers going in both directions. We have our Kitty cutout, and I'm going to tell you more about Kitty and his friends in just a little bit. We have our card cutout 52 with our balloons, and then we have our orange puppy place cards frames and our blackbird frames or place cards. And then we'll be using the burlap polka dots in the orange poppy. I just love the summer burlap collection. I think they are so fun. We'll also be using the sea foam, and then we'll be using the linen polka dots sea foam. So those are the supplies that we're going to be using. But I'm just going to come back to Kitty for a minute. Kitty was our family pet. We got him. Oh, I lost him just a second. We got him when he was just a baby. And our daughter's probably 6 years old at the time, so we had Kitty for a very long time, and he just became part of the family. We also had a chocolate lab that we got later, and Kitty was constantly tormenting Coda. And then our son had a dog that was a black lab, and Kitty was a little bit afraid of Callie. So when Callie would come over, Kitty would hear the tags on Callie, and he would just go running. So sometimes Kitty wasn't as skinny as he was other times, so he also had a nickname, a Fat Kitty. But he was a beloved family pet. We are sad to see him go, but he gets to live on now as our card cutout number 157. So this is Kitty. He was a gray tabby, and then we had a neighbor cat. They didn't necessarily get along, or orange tabby cat. So that's Kitty and Friends. So I can't wait to work with them. I have gone ahead and I have cut out, I think, most of our supplies just to save us. Oh dear, guess what that is? It's telling me I should have all the shipping done. Ah, luckily it is. So we will just go ahead and move on. So we're going to be working on this little kitty card. Let me just grab it. I love the seafoam burlap flower, or polka dots. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold the card in half. And remember, you can use a bone folder, your embossing tool, whatever, if you want to just press along your fold. It just gives it a little harder fold there, makes it a little more crisp. So I have got our Kitty's Friend cut out, and I also use the frame. Now when I'm working with cards, I often find that if I have a frame or something to border them, it makes it a little easier to work with. So I chose the orange poppy frame for that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some mounting tape because I do want to give him a little bit of dimension. I am not going to put any on the tail because I think it's nice if the tail can still kind of just play on its own, so it kind of still comes out, has just a little bit of dimension that it adds. So we'll leave that. I also then have my flowers, and I have just done them so they will pop out in different places. Now I'm going to tuck the red one behind Kitty, and so I am actually just going to use a little bit of tape and just tuck it in. I'm using some double-sided tape there, and I just stuck it under, and then I've just pressed down so it will be there. And then the little orange and blue flowers, I'm just going to have a come across Kitty like so. And then I will add our little phrase. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to get a little piece of mounting tape. I'm going to put a piece behind each of the flowers. So I don't know if you are cat people or not. But anybody can enjoy Kitty, so I hope you will have fun with the cats. It was fun to create and think of different things that Kitty might be saying or doing. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not worrying about adding any adhesive down here because it will kind of be put in place with the little phrase we're going to put on. And of course you could position or arrange those flowers however you like. But I loved this saying. There are several different Kitty sayings on the card cutout, but this one is, hope you're feline better. So I thought that was just a funny twist and perfect to put on our little kitty. So if you have someone who is maybe a little under the weather, this would be a perfect card for them. And I do want this to have a little more dimension, so I am using mounting tape. And you can always add just a little bit of a pucker there if you want to give it a little more dimension, so it's a little curved. And then once you have your card all built, now you're just ready to stick it onto your half sheet of paper. And I just had already cut it in half using my paper trimmer. And so the dimension of my card is 8.5 by 5.5, which is just a half sheet of paper. But look how cute he is. He is just so fun. Okay, we are ready for our second card. This one's called Perfect Friends. And I think it is just the perfect card to give to one of your friends. So keep that in mind. Remember, we have 4 people we want to gift cards to this week. And you're actually going to be making a lot more cards than just 4. But we're going to keep it simple. We'll just do 1 a day. So I've got all my things mostly cut out. There's a few things I wanted to show you. So I'm going to start by placing Kitty. So I just have to tell you a funny story about Kitty. Now, I'm just using double-sided tape there, so any adhesive you want will be fine. I'll scoot him over just a little bit. And then I use just the double-sided adhesive for this little friend. Now, the funny story about Kitty. One day I had made taco soup, and I said to Lane, "Can you believe this soup didn't have any meat in it?" And Kitty was standing right there, and he goes, "Wow!" So now that has become a funny joke in our family. Whenever something is really surprising, or we say, "Wow!" So we're going to make the perfect friend card. But I just thought that was such a funny little story of Kitty. So we're going to use the same flowers that we had used before. I have a large one and a pink one, but we're going to do a little different twist. I'm going to go ahead and add the Perfect Friends, and notice it's Perfect Friends for Kitty's cute little purring. I'm just going to use, this time I'm using mounting tape because I do want to add a little more dimension to the card. So we'll just stick that across their tummies there. And then, of course, we have to add the meow. Now this one I cut out with leaving the white border on. So you can see, you can compare afterwards how you like it. I think it's just fun to try different things, and I thought that would be a good little test for us. And I am using mounting tape on it as well. And I just want to kind of tuck it down here a little bit so it kind of breaks the frame. And again, I'm just using a blackbird frame. And now the trick is, sometimes I think we get stuck trying to do things exactly as they are instead of looking outside the box a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to cut these stems off. So now they're just little single flowers. So I think it's really fun when we think of new ways to use things. And I'm just going to snip this little bit of green off. Okay, so now we just have 2 little flowers that we are going to add, and I'm going to use mounting tape on both of them. So the orange one, which is the bigger of the 2 flowers, I am just going to tuck it behind just a little bit. And then sometimes I like to curl up the petals too, just to give a little more dimension. And now I'll add the pink flower. And this one is actually sitting on top of the little sentiment there, Perfect Friends. So I'll just position that and curl up my edges a little bit. So look how cute that is. And the flowers don't even feel like the same flowers when they don't have the stems. So it just gives you more flexibility, more variety as to what you can do with those flowers. I think they are so fun to work with. Now I am just going to use double-sided tape or whatever adhesive you prefer to hook my pieces to my card. And this time we made a horizontal cards. So you can just pay attention as to whether, let's see if I can get that on a little straighter, as to horizontal or a portrait card, I think sometimes it's fun to challenge ourselves to do things a little different. Sometimes I'm in a mode and I feel like all my cards turn out portrait and then they're all landscape. So it's kind of fun to mix it up a little bit. So you can see how cute Kitty and friends are. And now we will move on to our third card for today. Let me grab my supplies. So this one we are doing a little bit different technique. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to fold my card in half. And remember, if you want to give a little more crispness to your fold there, you can use a bone folder or a pin. I happen to have my stylus here handy. This card, we've talked about the different frames that you can do. This one we used an orange poppy and this one was a blackbird. And this time we're going to do something a little different. I don't know if you have been embossing with us, but we're going to actually emboss a little frame to give us that finished off look. So let me just pull my light box over. Okay, so I have my card here. I've pulled out my light box. I have a template. It doesn't matter what template you use for this, other than I prefer to use a large size, but you could have a skinny size and just give it a different look. But what we want to do was just use the outside edge of this template, and that's why it doesn't matter what design is on the template. This one happens to be L9613, which I think is really cute with the pumpkins. Now remember, when you're embossing, you put your template down on your light source. Now a light source could be a light box like this, or you can use a Pyrex with a nightlight on, a Pyrex dish with a nightlight under it. It can be your window, and if it's at night, you can even turn on the porch light and do it through your window with the porch light on. So I do that quite often. I'll just turn on the light on the patio and work through my kitchen window, and it works just perfectly. Another little secret you'll want to remember is we have our embossing tissues, and these just help with the glide of the tool. So you'll just want to rub it on your paper, and it just makes your tool glide so much easier. Now, once we have our template and our paper on top, all you'll need to do is just trace around this outside edge. I'm pushing maybe a little bit harder than I might with a ballpoint pen. Let's see, with the light box on, it's a little hard to see that embossed area. I don't know if you can see it well or not. Okay, so I have grabbed my scuffer, and I am just lightly going to brush the embossed areas, and you can see how that is really popping now. And of course, you could scuff the outside edges of your card as well, but now we're going to use this as the frame to build our card on. I'm going to go ahead and move the light box. So let me just slide it over so we can work on this surface a little easier. Okay, again, I have all of our pieces cut out so we can just easily add those. And I thought there are so many cute things that you can do with this little kitty. I just think he was poor little fat cat. A poor little fat kitty. He is so cute. We miss him. But glad we had him for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of mounting tape to the back of Kitty. We're just going to go ahead and mount him on. And then I'll do the little birthday present next. Well, I said birthday, but it doesn't have to be just for a birthday. It could be for any reason, of course. So the original card I made, it said, wishing you a perfect day. And that is, for anything. That would work for many different occasions. Also on the card cutout, there is pause to celebrate. And I'll show you what I think would be cute to do with that one. So the balloon, I just did a single-sided tape. And then I just did a little eensy-beensy part on the bottom and then just folded it over, or you can cut it so it fits. And I'm just adding the balloon. Let's see, I got it going a little crooked though. Now, we could go ahead and add wishing you a perfect day like we had in our sample, or I can take this pause to celebrate and I can cut it into word pieces and just add those to our little card. And I love the whole pause to celebrate. I think that is really a fun way of saying, we're thinking of you today. So I think I would use mounting tape for those as well. But I think I like that position for them. So let me just get our pieces. I think I'm going to trim a little bit off of the bottom of my pause to celebrate. Now you could ink around the edges if you wanted to as well, but it's not required. You could also take a little fine marker and just create a little black box around them to kind of emphasize the little pieces that we're working with. So you can see, you can use different parts of the card cutouts and create different looks and just really personalize it the way that you want to. Now, have you been thinking about your 4 names? I hope you will take a minute as we finish here and just write down at least one name, a couple more if you can, and that's who we're going to be celebrating this week. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Kitty and his friends. Hope you have a great day. Happy camping!